You guys, Aaron here. I'll show you guys some gameplay and talk about the new Hyper Burst attachment coming to COD Mobile in either Season 7 or 8. Now, this attachment is actually usable on the test server, and because the test server is content for the next 2 seasons, we don't know exactly which season it's going to be available in. But my guess is that's probably going to be Season 7 because it is fully unlockable and usable in the test server, which means that it's more likely to come out sooner rather than later, which would mean in Season 7. Now, this attachment is a signature attachment for the ASM-10. And the official actual name of it is called the Factory Barrel, which honestly Hyperburst sounds way cooler, but I have a feeling that Factory Barrel name might be just a placeholder for the test server because it sounds kind of generic, but I mean we'll have to wait and see until the actual release, but for now I'm going to call it the Hyperburst attachment because like I said it sounds a lot cooler. Now in this gameplay here I know it's kind of hard to tell that I'm actually using the attachment, but I'll show you guys a comparison in a second here of me using the Hyperburst attachment versus not using it, and it'll be way more obvious how this attachment works. But going over the pros and cons here of the attachment itself, for pros we have plus 15% damage range, minus 12.7% horizontal recoil, minus 14% vertical recoil, and then the 2-round hyperburst. For cons you have minus 5% ADS movement speed, plus 8% ADS time. So the pros definitely heavily outweigh the cons here, so definitely going to be used a lot I think, because it definitely makes the ASM-10 a way better weapon and almost overpowered, but I mean it is a test server so things will change of course, the stats could be updated. Now in this clip here I show off the ASM-10 without the Hyperburst attachment, simply just tapping the fire button, and of course what it does is it shoots each individual bullet one at a time. Simple, of course that's how it is currently in the game. Now switching over to the Hyperburst attachment, when you tap the fire button it's shooting 2 bullets at a time, so that's where the 2-round Hyperburst comes from. And you can just keep tapping the fire button as fast as you want. It's going to keep shooting out the 2 bullets. Now, if you hold down the fire button, all it does is shoot the first 2 bullets at like the hyper burst speed, I guess we'll call it, where it shoots basically both of them at the same time. Then after that, it'll shoot the rest of the bullets like regularly, like how the ASM-10 usually works. So just the first 2 bullets, as soon as you press the fire button, will be the hyper burst, and then after that, it's regular fire rate. Now, based on the test server here, it does seem pretty strong, this attachment. Like, I do have a feeling it might get nerfed by the time it actually does come out, which most likely, in my opinion, I think it will be Season 7, but possibly Season 8. It does seem pretty strong, so I do have a feeling it might get nerfed. Maybe the Hyperburst itself won't get nerfed, but probably the other pros will, like the damage range, the recoil, and that kind of thing, but we'll have to wait and see though. But based on the test server, it's definitely a very strong attachment, and almost makes the ASM-10 possibly a meta. I mean, you could make a pretty, like, really good long-range build with this thing now, with this attachment. So, I mean, we'll see. It'll be an interesting attachment once it does come out. Whether it's nerfed or not, should be pretty strong either way, I think, even if it does get nerfed. But let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? Hyperburst attachment, the Factory Barrel. Again, I hope that's a placeholder name. I feel like they could come up with a way cooler name. Honestly, just calling it the Hyperburst attachment would be a lot cooler, to be honest, but we'll see. Yeah, what are you guys' opinions on this attachment? You think it's going to be overpowered? If you've used it yourself, if you played the test server, what is your opinion on it? If you've unlocked it, let me know. Thanks for watching. Peace.